Foxy 107, 104, the real sound of the triangle. This is a first, okay? I just got to say, I've worked with a lot of people and I've done a lot of things. I've never chatted with a Grammy nominated poet before.
Well, I'm excited to be here, be your first. It's my honor, really.
This is a new experience for me. This is kind of exciting, and we're chatting now, but we done already talked about basketball,
yes,
State,
Carolina, about how State
Duke
is about to win it all.
Well, okay, calm down, calm down. We didn't say all of that. I did say that despite bleeding Carolina blue, I'm very excited for State. Your son played at State.
He did play at State. He played the year that Coach Keats, that was his first year, and my son was there as a graduate student because he redshirted at Baylor his freshman year, so he had one more year when he went to grad school.
Wow.
So
he's super excited right now.
I'm
losing it.
Probably losing his mind, yeah. So he's playing basketball overseas in Greece right now.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, very exciting for him, yes, for sure. So that's really my only loyalty to it. You know, I'm sure Coach Keats.
That's all it takes. Your child played there. That's all it takes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty amazing. So, not as amazing as being a Grammy nominated poet. How does that even feel? Like,
very surreal. It feels amazing. I love that everybody understands it because spoken word is not something you can say, oh, I'm an R&B singer, and then people get it, you know? Right. So when I meet people, and there was a comedian who said, if you have to explain your job, it's not a real job. So.
Oh, wow. Rude.
I know, right? So I love that people understand it and that people are excited about it. This is our second year with our own category. So we made history being the first 10 poets to be nominated under the spoken word poetry category. And it was amazing. I was in LA for a week. I did the whole, go to the parties, go to the events. I performed live with Robert Glasper at his Black Radio anniversary party. He's a good friend of mine and produced a track of my album.
And super talented.
It's amazingly talented. Malcolm Jamal Warner produced the track of my album. Fun fact, he's a producer and plays bass.
He was actually just here recently.
He was. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I mean, listen, we all saw the talent when he was a little kid.
Yes.
Nobody's surprised.
Right.
But he's amazing. That is so awesome. Yeah. So you've had all of these experiences. Why do you live here? That's my question.
I moved for love.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
I moved for love. I still have, it's so funny because I'm still holding on to Atlanta. I'm like, I still have my house in Atlanta, and people, But, I moved for love, and my partner has a business here, and she has brick and mortar, so she can't just up and leave.
Up and leave, right.
She can't just up and leave. And I work
shout her out. We won't shout her out. We'll edit that part out. Don't worry about that.
Oh, what's up, babe? What's up, babe?
So when you found out that you had been nominated for a Grammy, what was that like? Take us through that.
Okay, so I'm an adult athlete. Like anything that you can imagine, I'm competitive. I run marathons. I do 5Ks. And I mean, I'm competitive. Like I'm on the front line. I'll send you a picture, like, in my running shorts, like I lift weights, I train, like I do half marathons. And I also I'm also a member of a cycling group, Bonafide Riders Cycling Club out of Atlanta. Okay. And so our trip last year when the nominations came out was in Jamaica. And I knew the nominations were coming out while we were going to be in Jamaica. So we all arrived in Jamaica on Thursday. The nominations were Friday morning, November 10th. And so I already knew that. And I was, excited. I was like, and then I went back and forth between inviting my cycling crew to come and watch it with me and my partner on our computer or not. Because I was like, if I don't get nominated, so let's be clear. This is not my first time submitting. This was my fourth time submitting. Okay. So initially spoken word artists and poets would have to submit under books on tape, but we would lose to like Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Madonna, Ed Withers. And so the Recording Academy hit us up, about 10 of us all over the country in 2020, 2021, and was like, hey, what do you guys need to have your own category? So we told them what we needed. They said, all right, well, as long as you guys can maintain 100 submissions of spoken word artists, of working spoken word, a professional elite spoken word artist, then you guys can have your own category. We were like, bet, we'll do it, right? So the first year we had 85 submissions. I did submit we'll say last year, and did not get nominated. So I submitted, quote unquote, this year. So I submitted in August of 23, and I had a feeling. I did a campaign, and then plus because I submitted the year before, that didn't mean people didn't see me, right? That just meant they were like, we don't know.
Right.
And let's be very clear, it still is about name recognition. So the people that got nominated the first year, I understood why.
Right.
So I was like, okay, they don't know me enough yet.
Right.
Let me still get out here. Let me
campaign harder.
Let me campaign
more.
harder.
Yeah.
I bought an ad in Billboard magazine.
Oh,
yeah.
You went hard.
Hard. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna set my money aside for the album itself and then for campaigning all summer. So basically you end up doing your album just like any other recording artist over the winter or in the spring. Soon as summer hits, you're like boom, 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 boom. And then you submit by August 31st, and people do the first round of voting. After the first round of voting, anybody can submit. You can submit. Everybody can submit, and your name will go on a list. Everybody's name goes on a list. It could be 200-300 people. Doesn't matter, right? Like hip hop, like R&B, like gospel. Then the top 5 are nominated, and once you are nominated, you are officially nominated forever. They give you a medal, a letter. You're invited to everything. You are now part of the elite class of whatever your category is. So we're in Jamaica, and me and my partner, shout out babe, and she was like, no, don't invite anybody, just, so we go on our bike ride, and this is Jamaica, so we leave at 6 a.m., we're back by 9. The nominations don't even start until 10:40. I'm sitting there sweating, dripping wet in my cycling kit, and babe is like, go take a shower. I was like, no, I don't want to move. I can't move. I might miss it. She's like, it doesn't even start for an hour and a half. When I tell you, I sat there in my sweaty, nasty cycling kit, glued to the couch, like, no, I'm not moving. So we watch all the preamp stuff, they're giving speeches, but the nominations are just in front of a green screen. So they might ask you to do a nomination. They might ask me to do a nomination. So then of course they're like, all right, first up is R&B and then hip hop. We're like, oh my God, get to spoken word. I don't know. I had a good feeling. I hired a team to help me with PR over the summer. And they are 2 poets. And I said, look, guys, this is what we're going to do. I don't know what we're doing. We're just going to make this up. We're going to send out press releases. We're going to invite people to my album release party. We're going to get this album everywhere. We're going to So we did that together all summer. And so shout out to Don and Lady V for handling my PR. And then we sat there, and my name was the first name to be called. And it is, so what happened was, since we were all the way in Jamaica, right? So imagine we're all the way in the Caribbean, and then my homeboy is all the way in LA, right? So that's like 4 time zones away.
Right.
He texts me and says, congratulations, sis, before I see it. It was a delay, probably about 90 seconds. Right. But even though he said that, I felt a little better, but I was just like, no, I gotta see it myself. I gotta see it for myself. Yeah. And so when it came across, I blew it. I was like out on our balcony, just screaming to the people below in the pool. I was like, I'm Grammy nominated, and the people were like, everybody's on vacation, so
we don't know what's going on.
Exactly. They were like, we don't know you, but congratulations. And so just super stoked. And then from there, you do another campaign all the way to January 4th to win, hopefully, your category. And so shout out to Jay Ivy, who won last year and this year. And you just keep going. It was an amazing experience. And it's amazing. It's awesome. It opens doors for you and gets you a seat at the table that you would not have been invited to before.
And what's the name of the album?
The name of the album is A, You're Not Wrong, and B, They're Not Either. And yeah, that's right. Because sometimes, we're always like, let me be myself. Let me be free. Let me be myself. But if you're not wrong, that means other people aren't either. And you just have to align yourself with like-minded people. So the name of the album is A, You're Not Wrong. B, They're Not Either.
And how long have you been doing poetry?
23 years.
So 23 years in.
23 years
you get your
Grammy-nominated.
Grammy nomination.
Yes.
Never
I'm
give
going to
up.
keep going.
Never give up.
Nope.
That's I always say
I'm
that.
coming out with my 10th album by Memorial Day this year, and it's called A Dime Piece. P-E-A-C-E, like peace of mind.
Oh, I
A
like
Dime
that.
Piece. Because it's my 10th album, Dime. You see what I did there?
I get it. I get it. We are here. And so you also curate events, right?
Yes, I do. I own a production company called Poetry versus Hip Hop, and we are all over the country. We're based out of Atlanta City Winery, So we're there once a quarter. And then right now we're on a city winery tour. So we'll be in Boston on the 17th. We'll be in London in August. Then not at a city winery, but we'll be in London in August. And we'll be in Nashville in December. And then we're making plans to go to the other city wineries, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and there's 3 in New York.
Oh, wow. So you've got a lot going on.
Yes.
Now, what would you say to people that are listening to this or watching the video, and they're women specifically who are looking to break into poetry, break into the world of the arts? What advice would you give after 23 years of having done this?
Don't read the comments. Believe in yourself and keep going. If this is what you want to do, keep going. It doesn't matter about your age, your whatever you've been doing since then. If you want to do this, dive in head first, full on, and you can do it. You could do it starting here in the Triangle. There is a lot of support for spoken word and poetry here in the Triangle. Dasan Ahanu, he is a key player here, and he curates a lot of events. And we will be bringing Poetry versus Hip Hop back to Durham. We've been to Durham twice, actually, pre-pandemic. So we'll be bringing Poetry versus Hip Hop back here, and it's a huge production. So hopefully we'll be partnering with Radio Run.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Well, I mean,
hello.
Listen, you
Hello.
here in the building. Let's make
Kat,
it happen
what's up,
while
Kat?
you're here.
Kat, what's up,
Look,
Kat?
Kat has walked by a couple of times already.
So yeah, I mean, it's very exciting. This is our 9th year doing Poetry versus Hip Hop. We've been to over 25 cities all over the country, a few festivals. It's infectious. It's fun. It's 2.5 hours. You're in, you're out. We start at 8. You at home or on to your next thing by 10:30.
Okay.
We're not trying to hold you.
So if I wanted to see you locally, do you do stuff locally, or are you just out and about primarily?
I'm out and about primarily. I have not found a spoken word home yet necessarily. I thought about, now seriously, I know this is another plug, but I thought about and have talked to Radio 1 about partnering with me, doing something once a month or once a quarter, or like doing a summer series of spoken word, because I think that would be really cool. And when you do things in a series, it makes people say, oh, I got to go to this, instead of waiting like, oh, I can catch it later. Right. And summer series, you guys already do a couple of events. You do a jazz event. You do an event at that. What's the venue name? The new one. Did y'all do Foxy?
The jazz at the
Brunch
smooth jazz at the Improv, or
yes, that one. I'm sorry. Yes. You smooth that jazz
Look,
at the Improv.
I work here. You got me caught off guard. I'm like, what is it?
Yes. So I mean, I think your audience is perfect for spoken word, live music, and that's what I'm about.
I think our audience is perfect for that too. Let's do it.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, well that's done. What else do we need to do while we're here? We're just knocking stuff out.
Let's
left
do
and
it.
right.
Boom. Yes.
So how long does it take you to put an album together?
That's funny that you say that. Remember when Kanye put his 808 and Heartbeats together over a weekend? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember when Beyonce put B-Day together over a weekend?
Like, did it just like that? Yeah.
She was just like, hey, you know what? There's these 10 producers. I'm going to put you guys in a warehouse in Miami. I want this done in a weekend. So it really is up to you. And so what's interesting about spoken word is we do things a little bit backwards, which is fun. So we write our poems and then go perform them at open mics or shows, so we get a gauge of what is well received. Where hip hop artists, singers, they put out an album and then go perform it. So they don't know it's going to be well received.
So you're more like a comedian.
Yeah.
In that, like, we go and try out these jokes,
this stuff. Yeah. Right. And then we're like, oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. This works. So then you take your 10 or your 12 and then put it together as an album. Wow. So, and because I've been a spoken word artist for so long, I, have things in the tank that I didn't use on previous albums on purpose. And then also as an independent artist, you can bring things over from older albums, and especially now that I have a wider reach with the Grammy nomination, then I'm like, oh, well, you guys didn't hear such and such. Let me bring this on over to this album. So yeah.
That is so awesome. How do we follow you and keep up with everything you've got going on, the website, the social, all the things?
All of it. So all of my social media is super easy. It's the Queen Sheba, and Sheba is spelled with one E, Sheba. Queen spelled the same, and the Queen Sheba. And then Poetry versus Hip Hop is exactly how it sounds. Poetry vs Hip Hop. So follow us on IG. I use IG like text message. I'm always on there. So I'm always there. Like you DM me, I'm like Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you. And you're on all the platforms, all the
Every
places.
single platform you can imagine. I'm on IG, TikTok, YouTube. I'm on Google Meetup. I'm on everything. So
Okay.
thank you so much for helping to welcome me to the Triangle.
Yeah, no, thank you for taking time out to come hang out with us. And now I can just add this to my list. Interviewed Grammy nominated poet,
I
spoken word
really
artist.
appreciate it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. And let's end this and go talk to Kat.
Let's do it. Yeah. We got a whole festival to plan this summer.